So I want to believe that everybody here we understand what data analysis is. Okay, if you're here and you don't understand what data analysis is, well, this class will also help you. It will also help you. And I must say this is a preparatory class for those people that want to register for the upcoming data analysis class, the paid version. This is just a preparation class for us. And this is like a series. Today is the first session. The next session, let me check the date for the next session. Come in. It's on 27th. And that should be our last session on 27th. So today we are going to have maybe an hour class or less than that, just to brush something up for us. So let's fasten our seatbelt and let's start the class now. I'll be fast with us because I've had a very long day. Let me say a long weekend. I've had a long weekend. And I believe most of us have had a long weekend. Let me say happy Easter to us. Happy Easter. And today is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday to us. All right, let's start our class now. I believe others will be joining us. Okay. Let me share my screen. Oh, you can all see my screen. Okay. Come in. So I hope you can all see my screen now. So understanding data analysis in research. Of course, by now, most of us we are already familiar with the Institute by Grace and Research Institute. We specialize in research and data analysis. All right, specialize in research and data analysis. And this year I will mark 9th year. All right, establishing this institute. We've done a lot of trainings, a lot of research around the globe, training people in the research and the data analysis world. In case you're just hearing about us, I just felt I should say that to us now. So this is a free class, understanding data analysis in research. Okay, now if you don't understand data analysis, let's go further now. What's data analysis in research? Data analysis is the most, okay, is the most crucial part of any research. Data analysis summarizes collected data. It involves the interpretation of data gathered through the use of analytical and logical reasoning to determine patterns, relationships, or trends. Now, we have two types of data analysis. We have the one for organizations and the one for research. The training we are going through now is the data analysis in research. Okay, now research can be divided into so many parts. One of them is data analysis. After writing, the next thing you have to do is what? Is to analyze your data. All right, you write, you want to enter, let's assume you're dealing with postgraduate studies, either PhD or master's. You write, you want to enter, we call that proposal. And after that, sorry, I'm coming. I just remembered I need to send a link to somebody in South Africa. It's just been a few minutes. Let me send a link to the person. I just remembered now. Sorry. Coming is a PhD student. He has been asking me, and I should send the link to him. I'm coming. Where is this guy? Okay, so thank you. All right, so data analysis is the most crucial part of any research. Data analysis summarizing collected data. It involves interpretation of data gathered through the use of analytical and logical reasoning to determine patterns, relationships, or trends. You see, I was trying to tell us that, come here. So I was trying to tell us that in writing, PhD or masters, we have different sections. The first section is what? Is proposal section. That is chapter 1 to chapter 3. Then after that, you go for data collection or data gathering. Okay, now that is a specialty on its own. That's the course on its own. Then after that, you now analyze the data. Now that's where we are now. Your research is not complete if you've not done your data analysis. Okay, what you've written from chapter 1 to chapter 5, I'm dealing with now postgraduate data dissertation now, postgraduate research. Your chapter 3, what you've written so far, you need to justify or you need to show us from your data analysis. Okay, you've written the objective, which is your one in your chapter 1. Maybe you have like 4 objectives, 5 objectives. They are just objectives. They are not showing anything unless you analyze data. Unless you analyze those objectives and give us a conclusion based on the data analysis. Okay. The only way for your research to be successful is if you are thorough in your data analysis. That's why data analysis is a very crucial part of research. Very, very crucial. Let me give you an example. All of us, we understand what happened in 2020 and 2021. We got it. All right. COVID-19. It affected the globe, not just Nigeria, Ghana, Africa. It's everyone, everybody, every continent, every country were affected by COVID-19. Okay, well, how did they tackle it? Some scientists came together and they started collecting data. You know, Nigeria is one of the countries that we had least death rates during COVID-19. Yeah, some people are doing research on that. How come Nigeria had this kind of low death rate? You cannot make a decision without data analysis. That's how important data analysis is. If you know how much WHO are paying their data analysts, you want to become a data analyst. Okay, but you start from somewhere. You start from where? You start somewhere. So data analysis summarizes collected data and involves the interpretation of data gathered through the use of analytical and logical reasoning to determine patterns, relationships, or trends. Data analysis checklist. Now, this is a free class and it's a short class. The class will continue next week. No, this week. I don't know if it's on 27th or 27th thereabout. Okay. Particularly this time, I'm dealing with data analysis in research for PhD, for masters. Okay, people want to publish their papers. That data analysis I'm dealing with now. Of course, if you master this, we can bring it into organizational setting, like those people that go out to go and collect data for companies. Okay, you know, when the WHO is dealing with pollutions in an area, they go out there and collect data and then they bring it up to analyze it. You can also use this knowledge for them, but you have to gain the knowledge first. Okay, now the first thing I want to talk to you about now, we have 2 types of data collection in research, 2 types. All right, we have 2 types. Now it's not here, but I will say it. We have quantitative data collection and we have qualitative data collection. Quantitative and qualitative. What most people use the most is quantitative. Quantitative. There's a way you collect data for quantitative research. And there's a way you collect data for qualitative research. I hope you are following me. Okay. Now, let's now come back here. 2 types of data collected. We have primary data and we have secondary data. Okay, so when you want to start your data analysis now, the first thing you should look at is this checklist. The first thing you should look at what? This data I want to analyze, is primary or secondary. They look at it, is it quantitative, is it qualitative? But let's focus on this PowerPoint, primary or secondary. You have to determine that before you go further. Okay? You have to what? To determine that before you go further. A primary data is a data that you collect through the use of questionnaire or experiment. A data that you just collected, as in you're on the field collecting the data. That's primary data. A secondary data is the data that is already existing somewhere on the internet or in a company or something. Is an existing data online. That's secondary data. So if you want to analyze data, this is the first thing you need to understand. Is the data primary? Is it secondary? I'm saying it because I've seen different kind of work, different kind of research. The last training that we did, which is research methodology, is a free class. I was telling us in that class that some people will think their work is primary data, whereas their work is secondary data. And some people will think their work is secondary data, whereas their is primary data. And I showed us a chat I had with somebody. Okay, that she came to me that she wants to do a research, and the research is secondary data research. And she's dealing with perception, challenges, knowledge of something. Immediately I saw the topic, I told her this research can never, and will never be a secondary data research. This is a primary data. You can't use secondary data to be measuring perception, knowledge, and some other things. So you have to understand this. So when I'm doing a paid class in my data analysis, I deal more on this too. But you have to understand it. It's the first thing you have to understand about data. Primary data and secondary data. You have to understand it very well. So this data analysis checklist. The next one is data cleaning. That's the next one. Once you've checked your data, primary or secondary, the next thing is what? Is data cleaning. Now you are dealing with data analysis in research, which means that you've already collected your data. This training is not about how to collect data. It is data analysis, which means that the data is already existing. You've collected the data. So I'm not dealing with how to collect data right now. No. I'm dealing with you've collected the data, you now want to analyze it. What is the checklist? What are the things you need to look at? That is what I'm dealing with. You understand? A data analyst is not the person that goes to field to go and collect data. Of course, that you can do that. That can be part of your job description. But a data analyst does not go to the field to go and collect data. A data analyst, they bring the data to you and you analyze. That does not mean that you don't know how to collect data. That does not mean that you don't know how to go to field to go and collect data. You should. Okay, you should. You should know how to do those things. They are very important. Okay, because you might meet a company, or you can meet a researcher that will say, please, I don't have time to go to field. Can you help me go to field? And then analyze the data. Since you are the one that you analyze the data, then can you help me go and collect the right data on the field? So you should know how to collect data on the field. You should know how to collect real data. Are you following me? As a data analyst. But it's not part of your job description. Your job description is to analyze the data given to you. And the first one to check it, is it primary, is it secondary? The second thing you now need to do is the data cleaning. The data is already on your system. You know, when I'm doing all this, when I'm doing my paid class, one of the practical sessions I take with them is that I send them data. After I've taken them, assignment, this data set is existing, do this on this data. The more they practice, the more they get better. Are you following me? So data cleaning is the second checklist you need to look at. Clean data to confirm they are complete and free of errors. You cannot start data analysis without data cleaning. You need to clean your data. Now, what does it mean? What does data cleaning mean? Please help us to off your videos, please. The data capture the objectives and the research question. I cannot emphasize this thing too much. This first part of data cleaning. The data sets, you have to check. Bring the objective together with your data check, with your data set. Check. This data set, does it capture this objective or the research question? If it does not, then that data set cannot be analyzed. It cannot be analyzed. You have to know. Now, when I'm doing my quick class, that's one of the things I tell them. How do you know that this data set is being captured or is capturing the objective and the research questions? Okay, but that's the first thing you need to know about your data cleaning. The second one is that, did you capture and code your data in the right manner? You see, coding and inputting is a very serious work under data analysis. Very, very serious. Extremely serious. It's like the beginner class in the data analysis world. Coding and inputting. Once you get it wrong at that point, everything you are doing will be wrong. You think you are doing the right thing, but they are wrong. All right. We have different kinds of questionnaires. We have different kinds of data sets. We have different kinds of interview guide, different kinds of research instrument. You must know how to code data very well. Very well. He said, did you capture and code your data in the right manner? In the right manner. It's the beginner class of my paid class on data analysis, the beginner class, coding and inputting. So sometimes I spend a whole week on them just to make sure the student that register master this aspect. It's very important. The second one is, the third one is, well, do you have all data or missing data? So you bring your questionnaire with the data set you have. You tell the client, please, can you send your questionnaire to me? Let me see your questionnaire. Let me see your chapter 1. So you look at them together and you are sure this data set, okay. This data set, okay, it's same with this questionnaire, right? You understand? Do you have all the data set or you have a missing data? You can analyze with too many missing data. Yes, you cannot. It's going to give you something that I don't like. Then you see, data analysis is garbage in, garbage out. What you put in, you give your results. So you better put in the right thing because it's going to give you your results. It's not like some software that if you put the wrong thing, it will not give you results. And then you now go back and check. Okay, this one, if you put anything wrong, you are going to have one result or the other. So you better know what you are doing. So do you have all the data or missing data? The next one is that, do you have enough data set or observations? Do you have it? I was talking to somebody recently, a PhD student, and then she wants to analyze data. It's actually a secondary data research. So I asked her, I said, how many years? She said 3 years. I said, are you joking? You can't do 3 years. Year 1 is like questionnaire 1. Year 2 is your questionnaire 2. Year 3 is your questionnaire 3. So you are now having 3 years. It means that when there is a question, you're having 3 respondents, 3 people. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. So do you have enough data sets? The minimum you need to have is 30. If you're using questionnaire, 30 minimum. If you're using second data, you should have at least 10 years. Do you have enough data sets? Now, how do you justify enough data set? You go to methodology, you check it out. Check it out under methodology. What's the sample size of this work? And then you look at the data set. Is it the same thing? Is it the same thing? You check it out. You are still doing what? You are still doing data cleaning. Next is, do you have any outliers? If yes, what's the remedy for outliers? You need to find out. For those outliers, you need to find out. Should you remove them anyhow? It's very, very important. data cleaning. Sometimes you can spend 2 weeks, 1 week on data cleaning, depending on how large the data is. How large the data is. Does your data capture the hypothesis? You know, the first one is that your data, does it capture the objective or disaster? That's the first one. The next one is, does it capture the hypothesis? You know what? Most people design their questionnaire based on objective and research question. They don't bother to check the hypothesis. They don't bother to check the hypothesis. All right. Normally, the way you formulate hypothesis, the variables of the hypothesis should come from the objective or the research questions. But sometimes, or a lot of times, people design hypotheses and the variables are not the objectives. So if that is the case, the person designing the questionnaire must put in place the variables and the questions that will answer the hypothesis under the questionnaire. But if the hypothesis variables are from the objectives, it means that once you analyze the objective, once questions or the questionnaires answer the objective, automatically the questionnaire will answer the hypothesis. As a data analyst, you just know how to extract them out. That's all. But some people, and that's not the case. That is actually not the case. So when you are designing your research instrument, you have to consider the hypothesis of the study. But if you don't, and God help you, the hypothesis variables are not formulated from the objective. It means that after data collection, the analyst will not be able to analyze the hypothesis. That's just it. And you are going to enter trouble. I've seen it happen several times. So I'm talking from experience. So does your data capture the hypothesis? That's the second checklist. Data cleaning. Cleaning of data. Okay, the next one is analyzing data. Is what? Analyzing data. First thing, go over the research object, the research methodology. Go over it. Be sure of the data analysis techniques you are to use for each objective. Don't just use technique from your head. I can do that because I have like 9 years knowledge in this thing. But still, I still check out the methodology. I will ask the person, can you send me a methodology? I want to see the techniques approved by your supervisor for this analysis I want to do for you. It's very important because you can analyze it, work for like 2 weeks and the supervisor rejects it because you are not following the methodology. So please, I'm begging you, follow the methodology. What are the things you need to look out for under the methodology as a data analyst? The sample size. You can't have 384 as a sample size under methodology, and the data set you have is saying 300. Where is the rest of the 84? And you are not analyzing it. You are going to come back and reanalyze it again because the supervisor will reject the work and your client will come back to you. Of course, you can blame the client that you gave me 300 questionnaires, 300 data set, so 300 questionnaires responded. Yeah, don't that you ought to know that, sorry, this data set is not complete. It remains 84 response. Please, how do we get it? So go over your research methodology. The next one is test your objective. That's the next one. Mind you, we are dealing with analyzing data under the checklist. Test your objective. Don't just analyze anyhow. Look at the objective and test the objective. All right? Because most people, or let me say some inexperienced data analysts will just analyze the questionnaire. They won't bother going back to the objective to be sure that this analysis follows the objective. Your analysis must always follow your objective. Must analyze your objective. So test your objective. The next one is to visualize your data. Add graph to your data, please. Add charts, add tables to your data. We are doing data analysis and analyzing data. That's what we are dealing with. After that, identify patterns, correlation, and trends. Don't just analyze. All right? Identify the patterns of correlation or trends. That will form the conclusion of your analysis. So I tell my staff, make sure you put graph in your chapter 4. Put graph, please. Don't just put table frequency. Let there be graph to show pattern, to show correlation, to show trends. Next one, test your hypothesis. If the work has hypothesis tested, this is analyzing data checklist. Test your hypothesis. Test it. Do what? Test it. Next, report the results. I think this is the last one. Checklist. Report the results. Reporting format. You cannot analyze data for postgraduate, master's, or PhD without not having a format. You are going to waste your time. Have a format. I'll tell the person, how do chapter 4 look like? You know, there was a day, the first time I analyzed education research, I did as if I was doing accounting research. And then the work was rejected, totally rejected. And I was, what happened? This, I was even blaming the student that your supervisor does not know data analysis. I think this is what it does look like. So I said, okay, can you bring me give me a format. Go to your supervisor, tell your supervisor to give you a past project you supervised. And then she brought in a master's research that supervisor supervised. And I was looking at chapter 4, I saw the format. I said, wow, these people don't analyze socioeconomic characteristics. They don't analyze it. And they analyze based on research question, not objective. I said, my goodness. So this is so I now started all over again. I was not looking at the format. Okay, this is how they want it. This. I was not analyzing based on that, based on the format. Format is very important. Or report based on format. Now the next thing is what is table presentation. Table presentation. There is upper table. Of course, not all departments want it, but table presentation matters a lot. It should show your frequency or your percentage. Table presentation. The next one is table interpretation. You cannot present a table and not interpret. You see, data analysis is a very serious work. Very serious. And if you are not trained in it, you are going to fuck up. I tell my student or my staff, if you know you can't interpret this table, please don't put it there. Every table you put under your chapter 4, you have to interpret. Every table. Interpretation must follow. Next one is discussion results. Your work should have discussion results. Of course, this discussion results should not be your work as a data analyst, but most researchers, they don't want to do that. They will tell you to do it. That's why a data analyst should also be vast in the research. You need to vast in research. You should be a complete person. No data analysis and no research. Be complete. Be what? Be complete. Last one is numbering. Have you heard of 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.21, 4.22, 3.41? You know a lot of things. Numbering is very important. Add beauty to your work. Everybody reading your work will quickly grab what you are saying. Numbering. Number very well. Do what? Number very well. Numbering. These are checklists, the things that we look out for when we are marking data analysis in a research. These are things that people that they are going to verify your paper before publishing. They look at all these things too. So I'm not showing you what I've not done myself. We look at all these things if we want to clarify or want to be sure the paper you want to publish. But they are very important. They are very, very important. So these are all the checklists for data analysis. Okay. The next time we are going to have this class, It's going to be a more practical session. This is just like an information section. All right. Like an introduction into the world of data analysis. Okay. Now the training that is coming up, and this starts in May 2nd. It's informational course, mastering difference between data analysis techniques and research. We have different techniques. We are going to talk about that in next slide. Different techniques we have data analysis. All right. You have correlation, regression, logic, a lot of things. You have to master them. You have to know when to use them, how to use them, and you have to master them. You have to know how to interpret them. The next one is mastering analyzing undergraduate postgraduate research. I'm telling you, you need to know how to master, how to analyze postgraduate research, not just undergraduate. The difference is like this. I'm telling you. Last one, analyzing primary or secondary data. I've talked about it at the beginning of this class. Primary, secondary data. You have to know how to analyze the two. But I think I separate them. So it's a 6 week course, okay? The next one that is calling on is research. Be a complete data analyst. If you're a researcher, learn data analysis. If you're a data analyst, learn research. Be complete. Be complete. Be complete. Okay? So thank you, everybody. Any question? Please let's drop our question before we finally. Let's drop our question, please. I will send the recording to the page. Any question from us? Goodness, okay. Okay, I will drop it now. I will drop it on the page. You can drop your question. Well, that's remedy for outliers. I did a work at my instance where I also asked me why a particular value was low when compared to others. I told her that was how I saw it. So what is the remedy since I can't go back to lab? Yeah, that's how you saw it. There's no remedy. All right. That's how you saw it. Most outliers, you remove them. You do what? You remove them carefully. You remove them carefully. If you know something is going to cause problem, what do? You remove them or you replace them. Okay. I've done it for a lot of international students I worked for in the past. I know these people have problem with this with this thing. By then they ask for their data set or they are defending. So I manipulated it out for them. I can't afford them to fail and they can't go back to the field. You understand? Any other question? Please can we also have slide? Okay, I'll send it. I'm just very tired, extremely tired. I'm from Sierra Leone. I can help pay. Okay, Sierra Leone. I think your account is out. So I'll start posting the account from tomorrow. The account is out. The people that have paid so far, I think from tomorrow, I'll start paying more attention to how you can install the version 27 of SPSS. SPSS is the most used data analysis software. Okay, some of us have installed, some of us have not installed it. So from tomorrow, I'll start paying more attention to us. Okay, on how we can install it. It's free, so I will do that. Please make sure you get your installation right before May 2. It's very, very, very important. Courses, what is outliers? What are the courses? Outliers are part of data sets that, how will I say it now? They ought not to be there. They ought not to be there. Okay, I'm coming. Let me quickly answer this question. I'm coming. Just give me a few minutes. Let me answer this question. I'm trying to reach out to me. Please, let's keep dropping our question, please. Sorry, I have to be in another meeting now, so that's why I'm trying to. Okay, I've answered them. All right, so I will soon leave to join them. Okay, so I'm still asking the question of outliers. Okay, I think the major definition I should say is that data set that is either too low or too high. They ought not be there. That should not be the standard. You understand? Let's assume you are dealing with age of the respondent, and you say you are looking at between less than 20 to 40. That's what you are dealing with. And then you suddenly saw 58, 62. Okay, it ought not to be so. Or you saw 11. You either remove them or you change them yourself. So majorly people don't pay attention. Like now you're dealing with Likert scale the questionnaire. Well, I'll be dealing with that in the data analysis section. Type of research instrument we have and how to formulate questionnaire is part of the training that will come up. So you have Likert scale research questionnaire, and then you have four. Strongly agree, strongly disagree. That's what you did. And then suddenly your data set is just somebody that say that pick 5. Where did the 5 come from? You understand? So kindly permit me verbalize my question. Ah, goodness, I'm coming. But I need to be in a class now. So can you chat me up, please? Chat me up. Is it possible to learn research and data analysis online? Yes, of course. I learned it online, so it's possible. It's possible, sir. It's very possible. You just have to be. Are we going to familiar with House Studio? That will be another thing that will come up. I think in June or July. I'm not sure when the House Studio will come up. But what we are dealing with now is SPSS. Then Stata will come up in June, and then I will come up later. I'm not sure. Help me with the cost of research training. It's 50,000 naira, sir. Please, I need to note. I need a note on the ground how to write. Chat me up. Chat me up. Chat me up. Will there be a section on time series and final data analysis? Not on SPSS. That will be on that is for economics, and that will be on eView. But I can take a time series analysis on SPSS. Final data analysis. You shall use eView software to do that. Okay, please. If you can ask me your question, please quickly chat me up tonight. By tomorrow morning, I should be able to answer you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. I need to enter another meeting right now. Thank you. All right. Good night. I'll post the account details and other things next tomorrow. Thank you.